Hey guys, in this video we're going to be going through and designing a brand new church video system install. Hey guys, this is AJ the CEO, and if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So I want to walk you through a new client that I'm helping, a new church that I'm helping to get started with a video system. They pretty much don't have anything right now. They just have a sound system and they have a TV in the fellowship hall. So I want to walk you through exactly what we came up with, and maybe this can help if your church is similar to this type of situation. All right, so let me go ahead and cut over to my computer here. And this is similar to what I've done before. This is just a close approximation to what the floor plan is of the church. I'm still waiting to get that because I literally just sat down with them the other day. So what we're gonna do is, they really have nothing right now. So, but what they did is, like we talked about in a video that I'll link above me, in how we design a system, I sat down with them and asked them what's their vision. What do they, a non-technical way, tell me what you want to do. And they mainly mentioned that they wanted to, first off, have the sanctuary service shown downstairs in the fellowship hall. That's pretty much what they said. And then they also said they wanted to have a way to see the sanctuary, but then also see the people's faces. So that's going to be a front facing and a back facing camera. And then that was pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is, let me pick a unique color in here. And what I'm going to do, let's pick red. And so what I'm going to do, let me get a little brush here. And for anybody who is wondering, I'm using GIMP, which is a completely free graphics tool. Can open up Photoshop files, and I'm using this to design this. So we made a new layer here called gear. So what I'm going to do is, their pulpit isn't like this, but it gives you the best idea of what it's going to be. So right here is actually a wall. So the first thing we're going to do is, we're going to place our back camera in the exact center right here. That's not my color. I don't know why I picked it. Anyway, we'll have to change the colors later. So that's where the back camera is going to be able to, and it's going to be a pan, tilt, zoom camera. We're probably going to be using the ADA imaging PTZ cameras that we've used before. What they're going to do is actually take out these two rows. So let me add a new layer here, and let's go ahead and erase these rows here. So these two rows, they're getting rid of completely, and this is going to be the media area. They're going to build a platform here in this location so that when it expands, they have somewhere to go. And they're actually in the process of doing their sound system, upgrade to their sound system, which is currently just an audio board that's back here in a closet somewhere, right behind the choir stand. So really there's nobody there managing that thing on a daily. That's similar to what we talked about. Most media ministries in the church, they just turn the sound system on. That's it. They're not monitoring the sound, anything. So right now, their sound system is right here. But as I said, that's something that's going to be worked on. So the sound system's right here. And as a time being, we have to route all of the cables back here. But what's going to happen in the future, they're going to move this whole sound system into this media booth that they're going to be building. So that's the back facing camera. And then we're going to have a front facing camera. Again, this is a solid wall right here. So it's going to be able to view everyone from that direction. Now, let's add a new layer here. And I need to really get some color. There we go. All right, so we got gear number 2. So these are the two placements of the camera. So what we want to do, once we have more than 2 cameras, because they also, when I mentioned that on step 2, is I started opening their mind to other possibilities that they may not have thought of, which I mentioned lyrics and scripture, which they are interested in. So now that we have more than one input, we need a video mixer. So we're going to use the Blackmagic television studio, HD, and let's pick a new color for that. Maybe can we use red this time for real? There we go. So the red is going to be our ATEM, and we are going to have a computer there, something that they have currently, because this is not in the place right now to handle more than that. So we're just going to use that as blue. Blue is going to be their computer, red is the ATEM. Now, how all this works is we have to link these together. Actually, let me pick one more color. I forgot. We need the remote, which is going to be the device that controls both of the cameras. And I'll probably be closer over here somewhere right in front of the computer, but it's just a dot so we can understand. All right, so now that we got everything here, let's go ahead and make a new layer so we can do our wiring. All right, and let's pick a color that's gonna make it real easy for people to see. Let's do pink. All right, so the way these two cameras work, they daisy chain together. So the controls, we convert over to Ethernet because that's an easy cable to run and it's multi-purpose. So we're gonna have camera 2 and then camera 1. So camera 1's controls are gonna go to here. And then this one is gonna be daisy chained and connected to there. All right, now the other cable we need that's for control, and now we also need a cable for the video, which is going to be a HD SDI cable, and I'll do that as blue. Now these cables we can't daisy chain them, they both have to be ran into the ATEM. So we have a short run right here, and then we have another run all the way from the front and to the ATEM. All right, so that's that, and then each one of these needs power, even though that's the sign for what, ground, using it wrong. And then all of these need power. So we probably, if there's not a power cord close by, we may, similar to a previous video that we did in our other project, put like a smart outlet so that it's controlled, or we'll just do a long extension cord so when somebody hits the power button back here, it turns everything on at the same time. All right, so that's real simple. Now the other thing is, currently because of the sound system is here, we need to have some XLR cables from the sound, or a 1/4 inch cable, come out of here. And this is gonna go through the ceiling as well. And we're gonna, maybe I shouldn't have picked gray, but this is gonna be routed back into ATEM so that we're getting sound from the house and it's integrated into the pictures that we're capturing. Now, one thing I did forget is, let's do a darker cable. We need an HDMI cable from the computer to do lyrics into the ATEM. And that's real simple because they're right beside each other, not something really far. Now, they're not interested in live streaming because this is a very rural church and they don't really have consistent Wi-Fi. So ultimately, it's on standby right now. They want to record services and maybe edit it later to make DVDs. So by doing that, either I would go with a brand new computer so that it's recorded there with a capture card, with the future of possibly being able to record it, but also turn that into a live streaming to save time. If they don't want to do that, what I would do is implement and add a HyperDeck Studio Mini, similar to what I have here at my church, to record everything on SD cards, and then you can always edit it later. I would prefer to go with the computer because then you can repurpose that later and it's not a new device that needs to be purchased, but I'm gonna leave that up to them. So we have the cable going from here. We got our camera in the front with remote. We have a camera in the back with remote, and we have our ATEM, the current laptop that they have that's going to be running the control software to the ATEM, as well as possibly lyric software. That's what we have. Now, the one thing that we're going to do is the only output that's really going to this right now is the TV downstairs, which is really, really simple to do, because let's go ahead and pick that same SDI color that we had, and literally just imagine this is the floor plan. Here's the steps going downstairs. The TV is literally right here in the basement. So what we're going to be doing is running actually I need to change this to a different color so we can tell what it is. Let's do a lighter blue. So out of the ATEM, we're going to come out to here, going to drill a hole down through the wall, run the cable down that way, run the conduit, and then on the other end of the SDI, we're going to use a Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter, plugs directly into the TV. And I already tested this. I actually took the camera that I'm recording with right now and connected that to the TV, and to just make sure it can support 1080p, which it does. So that's the highest resolution that we can go, and we can make the camera set to that because that's the only input that's going. So that's really straightforward with what we're going to do. So that's kind of a walkthrough of what we decided to do with this new church. What I'm going to do is I'll order all the parts once I get back the approval from the church, and what I will do is have a video of when we build and install everything. Now this is the one thing, and I'm gonna lace over with pictures of what I took at the site so you can actually see what the church is like. The ceiling is a drop ceiling, so I just had to push up tiles and run cables, so that's should be pretty easy. But the ceiling is pretty high, so it's about maybe around 18 to 20 feet. So that's going to be interesting. The hardest thing about the project is going to be just mounting the cameras. Just got to find studs and take care of that. But this should be a pretty simple project. Shouldn't take more than a day, as long as we don't run into issues going through the floor and remounting the wire. But that should be pretty straightforward. So be on the lookout for that video. I hope this helps. In the description, I will have a link to all of the products that we're going to be using in this build. And that way, if this kind of fits what you're doing, at least you'll have a complete list of what you can use in your church, especially with this is what I'm going to be using in this situation. Anyway, I hope you like this type of content, guys. If so, if this was helpful, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos like this. This is AJ, and we will see you on the next video. Later.